Am I the asshole here because I got angry at my family for making fun of my boyfriend's hobby? I'm upset about what happened today. My, female 22, boyfriend, male 23, was at my house today hanging out with me. I still live with my parents and my brother, male 19, too. My boyfriend really likes crocheting and he's really good at it. He has an online store. It's not his livelihood, but it gives him a little bit of extra income. He does it because he likes it, and that's it. And it's something that I love about him. He really has a lot of talent. I myself am a mess with my hands, and I admire how skilled and talented he is. But it seems like my family has some problem with that. We were both in the living room watching Netflix while he was knitting. He has a lot of Christmas errands that he needs to finish, and my mum came up to him and asked him point blank, "Seriously? You don't have a guy hobby?" My boyfriend was literally stunned, and so was I because this came completely out of nowhere. I told my mum that it's an art, and art has no gender. She looked at me like I was dumb and said, "But knitting is a girl thing." My dad was there and said something like, "Well, everyone can try new things these days, right?" It pissed me off because she clearly said it in a sarcastic way, and my brother just laughed. My boyfriend left shortly after. Although he remained calm, he was clearly upset. I called them out on what they said. They'd never had any problems when they'd seen him doing their errands before, and then my dad told me that he thinks my boyfriend is too effeminate. He has long hair and also paints his nails, and my brother said that he does look kind of gay. Now I'm fuming in my room. I texted him apologizing profusely, and he said not to worry and that it's okay. I feel so bad and embarrassed. I'm so angry right now. I just skipped dinner, and my mum says to stop being dramatic because they're just looking out for me. But belittling and embarrassing my boyfriend to his face isn't looking out for me. I'm too angry to think clearly. Am I overreacting, or am I right to feel this anger? In the comments, Temporary Active says, "Not the asshole, but my dad is an old-school Italian in his 60s, born and raised in Brooklyn, rides a Harley, drinks scotch, and loves to make people quilts. Your family is infused with ideologies that revolve around gender specifics. Be happy this is not you. Work hard on your inner world. Everyone is going to have opinions and comments." And OP says, "Oh my god, now I love your dad." Someone replies to OP, "My surgeon that I've had since I was a toddler crochets stuffed animals. He said a lot of surgeons in his circle knit or crochet to keep up with dexterity, and it's just relaxing. He showed me a pic of a warthog he made for his daughter-in-law, and let me tell you, that thing was detailed. It was beautiful." That Vicious Vixen says, "Not the asshole. Your family were being mean for no reason. Nothing wrong with a guy who likes to crochet." And OP says, "Right? I don't know what their problem is." Well, you should tell them that historically, sailors knitted a lot too. And if sailors aren't manly enough for them, soldiers are also known to knit a lot. Yeah, I feel like this is all coming out of nowhere. Like, knitting is not an effeminate thing to do. Yes, it presents that way because usually grandmas are doing it, but grandmas are not the be-all end-all of crocheting and knitting. Don't know how you change their mind on this one, but as it stands, I don't think you're the arsehole here. And now, onto the update, 6 days later. Hi everyone, I'm back with a little update for those who want to know what happened with my boyfriend and my family. I tried to make a station update in the Am I the Arsehole subreddit, but it got deleted, so I'll leave it here on my profile in case anyone's interested in knowing what happened. Well, the day after the fight at home, I went to visit my boyfriend at his apartment. I packed a small suitcase to stay with him for a few days because I was really angry, and even more so when everyone at home acted like nothing bad happened. Well, I wish I could tell you that my family magically came to their senses and apologized on their knees, but no. It turns out they never liked my boyfriend that much, and don't mind saying those things because it's not like I'm going to marry him. At this point, I'm not even mad anymore, I'm just really disappointed. My boyfriend is going to visit his family for Christmas, but we agreed anyway that it would be best if he didn't come over to my house indefinitely. I'm gonna go spend Christmas with them because other relatives are coming, like my grandparents and my uncles, and I don't want to make this a bigger drama. But it's not all bad news. My boyfriend has asked me to live together. The apartment where he lives is his. We've been together for almost 2 years, and he asked me if I would like to start living together next year. I wanted to say yes at that moment, but he told me to think about it and talk with him after Christmas. That was 2 days ago, and my answer is still yes. Things at home are still awkward, everyone keeps trying to act like nothing happened, and I'm staying distant, but not disrespectful. I just want to spend these holidays with my family that I don't see that often. I think that's all for now. Happy holidays, everyone. In the comments, Smart Quokka says, "This is not over. They want to break up the OP's relationship because they think her boyfriend is too girly. I suspect they will try some kind of sabotage or character assassination. You can bet with the 'you won't marry him' comment, once they do get serious to marriage level, they will escalate and become worse. I hope for OP's sake that she will be prepared." What a dumb reason to dislike someone. OP's gonna go no contact as soon as she reasonably can. Those kinds of people just hate happiness. I would have replied, "I like a man who's good with his hands and has nimble fingers," and wink suggestively. At worst, it seems like it's internalized homophobia, and at best, it's a very outdated view on the role of women and men in our era. Yeah, and I know that it's hard to cut family off and just go no contact with that. Not saying that by any means that's an easy thing, but they're trying to break up her relationship. They're, in a way, alluding to the fact that if it ever gets to marriage, they will escalate. They will do whatever they can to separate those two. Those people told you who they are, OP. Believe them and get yourself a safe distance away. Those are not people that have your best interests at heart, no matter what they tell you. So thank God you are going to go and move in with him, and I wish you two nothing but a happy and healthy future together. Our next post is by a throwaway account titled, "I, 26 female, have been giving gifts to my boyfriend, 29 males, family, at many celebrations, without anything in return. Do I continue?" My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years. His family is very big on hosting and throwing celebrations, whereas my family tends to only do larger holidays together, which will be mostly centered around food as opposed to gifts. In the past year or so, I've been invited to his sister's, 28 females, birthday, his sister's baby shower, his mum, 60-something females, birthday, his sister's kid's birthday, 2 female, his sister's housewarming, his family's Christmas, and a couple of other miscellaneous celebrations. Every time I bring a gift. It's to the point where I've been spending more money on gifts for his family than my own parents and siblings. However, I've never gotten a gift from his family. It's not really their fault or intentional, as we will tend to do our own celebration for my birthday, so there's not really been an opportunity for his family to give me gifts, other than Christmas. But the one-sided gift giving is starting to get to me. I've considered that maybe there isn't an expectation for me to bring a gift, but for most of these celebrations that I'm invited to, it would be very odd not to bring one. For example, baby shower, birthdays, etc., and I've considered doing joint gifts with my boyfriend. But his mum also pointedly asked one time, "Is that one from OP?" without mentioning that I had even brought a gift, which made it seem like it was a given that I should have brought one. To be clear, I don't want or need any gifts from anyone in his family. I work a decently paying job, despite being in a high cost of living city, and my boyfriend and I are both more financially comfortable for our age than his family. However, the sheer number of celebrations that I'm being invited to with an unspoken obligation for gifts is starting to build up, especially because it feels like the relationship is one-sided, as I've never received anything in return. With Christmas coming up, I wonder if I should continue bringing gifts or use this as an opportunity to work with my boyfriend and change our operating model. Or do I just bring something that's cheaper, like some baked goods or chocolates? In the comments, NYC Storyteller says, You and your boyfriend should be giving joint gifts paid for by him, or you should stop gifting unless there's a clear expectation of reciprocity. You are not married to this guy, and they are not your family. Too Dry to Poop Out says, most definitely start bringing some baked goods. Take on a baking hobby, but not too much time investment if you're not interested, or want to give them that much effort, or even going to the store's bakery section to get cookies and putting them on your own separate tray at home. If they ask why the sudden switch, you can tell them, baking from the heart is the best gift of all. Porcelain Thunders replies, that was my first thought. If that woman wants to ask who the gift is from, you can say, oh, boyfriend or whoever, and when she hints at you, shove the tray of delicious food into your hands and say, I brought this, go ahead and put it out for me. Kidding. Well, kidding on the last part. Just bring food. That is your contribution. If she ever tries to make you feel bad or sass you, you can always go to, okay, but not this, but it's a variation of, I am so sorry. I thought gifts were taboo since no one ever brought any to my birthday. Oh goodness, didn't realize we were still doing that for some people. I just wanted to bring something and thought this effort of taking time to make food was enough. Yeah, and as everyone always says, it's the thought that counts, so just do baked goods. You didn't get anything for your birthday, and yeah, I understand you didn't throw a party, so people didn't get to come over and give you gifts officially. So in a way, people will say, well, maybe this is your fault because you're not throwing events in which people can come and gift to you, or there is an expectation of a gift. I get that one, but at the same time, I've also been gifted myself after the fact by family and friends, when it's close to those dates. So it's not exactly an excuse for those people not to have given OP any gifts. Going forward, I do think that these people have given you good suggestions. Give them baked gifts, and what can they do about that, And now, onto the update 3 weeks later. Some commenters suggested that I was not being appreciative of being invited to family events, so I thought that maybe I was being too harsh. Well, with Christmas coming up, I was invited to Christmas with my boyfriend's family, but given that his sister had just had her second child with some health complications, we had a conversation and decided that it made sense for me not to join them as I've been flying a lot for work and don't want to put the newborn at risk. That made the conversation about doing joint gifts super easy with my boyfriend, since I physically wouldn't be there. Out of the blue yesterday, though, I received a text from my boyfriend's sister reminding me of their house address to ship gifts to, even though I've driven there multiple times. Then, about an hour later, I receive a text from my boyfriend's mother telling me about how the sister's daughter, toddler, has been a little upset recently given the new baby, and that it would be great to get the toddler an extra gift to make her feel special since the attention has been on the newborn, on top of whatever I was planning to get the newborn. She did top it off with a, "You always give such nice gifts," as a nice compliment. For context, I grew up in a family that taught me not to buy gifts that you wouldn't want to receive. I bought very nice things for boyfriend's sister's kids for her daughter's birthday. Toys plus nice name brand clothing like Nike and North Face, and the latest baby shower for the newborn. I brought this to the attention of my boyfriend, and he mentioned that he would let them know that he was bringing our gifts, but I have a feeling they'll misinterpret to think that we're still getting separate gifts. We will see how it goes next week, but I've been super put off by the texts that I've gotten from his family. It seems pretty blatant that they want gifts from me and are expecting it, but I'm glad that my boyfriend is planning to take care of the communications. In the comments, 6 days later, OP comes back and says, "Didn't expect this to have so many comments. I read through a bunch of the comments and took some inspiration from here in what I ended up doing. I'll make a longer comment/post tomorrow when I have time, as I'm still with family for Christmas, but the quick update is that I didn't spend any money on gifts for his family this Christmas, but I helped boyfriend pick some out that he bought. Boyfriend took care of most of the communication, so I just texted back some pleasant, 'Thank you, I'll remind boyfriend. Happy holidays' to his family.' Some minor drama unfolded, and I'll detail tomorrow, but overall I'm happy with the way that my boyfriend resolved it. To answer some of the other questions, no, I did not get Christmas gifts last year either from his family. The excuse was that we did a late celebration on the 27th last year with his family, and so that's why they didn't get me anything, though I still brought gifts myself. Boyfriend didn't intervene earlier because he didn't know that they had texted me directly, and honestly, he's just kind of oblivious and didn't realize how many celebrations and events that we'd gone to, as it had been a hectic year for us both with work. Yes, we have a pretty high income disparity between me and the boyfriend and his family. His parents have some debts and are tight on money, and his sister's husband is paying off a mortgage with expenses for 2 children. Especially since his sister was laid off for most of the year and then was pregnant and had a kid. He probably makes what his sister plus sister-in-law made before she was laid off combined. And I make a good amount more than his sister-in-law too. I honestly don't need gifts from them, but it would be nice to have some reciprocation in some other way. Even a thank you card or something. OP replies to a deleted comment saying, "Credit cards, hence the debt. Yes, they get him gifts, nothing super expensive, but still gifts here and there." Edit, honestly, the celebrations are a way for them to get gifts and save on certain costs, baby shower registries, etc. And OP comes back 9 days later with another update, saying, "Now that the holidays are finally over, and I realized that people are actually waiting for a conclusion thanks to the Best of Redditor updates, I thought I'd come here to post an update. Some new things happening unfolded through the new year that I had to deal with, hence the delay. Pre-Christmas. I texted back to his family what I had written in the previous comment, and boyfriend called his mum and sister, which I didn't hear the full conversation of. The message he conveyed was that we would be bringing a joint gift, and listed out all of the gifts that I had given them this year, and pointed out that they neither wished me a happy birthday, nor got me a gift for Christmas last year. Apparently he was nice about it, and said that he knew that money was tight for them, and that we would be doing a joint gift moving forwards, so they wouldn't have to worry about a return gift. This is a very fine arrangement with me. He hates shopping anyways, so he gave me a budget for each of his family members, and I chose the gift for him. He didn't mention to his family that I hadn't pitched in any money. On Christmas, I had a lovely Christmas with my family, but boyfriend calls me at noon. He tells me to ignore any texts that I might get from his family, and that he'll explain when we are together. I don't get anything from them until the evening. A text from his mum that just says, "Boyfriend's name, will bring back presents from us to you. It would be great if you could come celebrate New Year's Eve with us, as the baby is in a stable condition, and we will celebrate the baby's recovery. No need to bring anything for us, just the baby." I forwarded the message to boyfriend. Apparently his family had bought me literal dollar store gifts in an attempt for us to keep doing separate gifts that he was refusing to bring back to me. They wanted to do another celebration on New Year's Eve for more gifts for the baby. Boyfriend told me that he had already told them that we weren't going. It overall was just minor drama because I never had to talk to anyone from his family, he handled it all. He told them that if they were going to treat me like that, we would no longer be joining their celebrations. On the day after Christmas, my boyfriend came over to visit my family for Christmas. My parents still got him a gift. He immediately felt really bad, and we spent most of the day together with my family, plus planning a New Year's/New Year's Eve date night between the two of us. It was exciting, and I thought that was the end of it. Before New Year's, boyfriend's mum calls him while he's at my place and basically starts breaking down. She says that boyfriend and I make more than his family, mum, dad, sister, brother-in-law combined, and apparently the debt of his parents and sister are much larger sums than he had assumed. Apparently they really appreciated my gifts because it felt like a little bit of luxury in what felt like a life of despair given their snowballing debt. They had too much pride to say anything, and basically ended up bullying me about it, boyfriend's words, instead, to get the things they wanted. Apparently he texted his mum about the gift my parents got him, and it made her feel like she was going to lose him to me/my family because of money. Boyfriend told her that it wasn't about money, it was about treating people with basic decency. They talked a lot more, but the TLDR is that his family has been under a lot of financial stress and pressure, much more than what we had thought, and were a bit spiteful of how much money we earn and wants help. I reflected on all of the comments saying that I was being a doormat, and I think my stance on this is that I knew I didn't need gifts from them, I just wanted a little more appreciation. So I was in a little bit of a pickle about what to do, because I genuinely enjoyed gifting and picking out gifts, but also felt like I was being used. I just wanted them to appreciate the gifts. Maybe that's petty, as I saw a comment saying that you should never expect anything in return when gifting. And to those saying that boyfriend is a problem, I think this might be a relatively new thing with his family that he's just now recognizing. Debt accumulation is recent, past 2 years after his sister had her first kid. He's handled it gracefully as it unraveled. We spent New Year's Eve and New Year's with just the two of us. It was lovely. We don't have a resolution on how we will deal with his family yet. He holds strong boundaries and won't be giving them any money, but will continue to bring gifts to celebrations that his family hosts if he is still invited. In the comments, B Gummy Ho says, I guess it was nice of them to admit that they were using you for a bit of luxury, instead of at least pretending like they didn't realize they were using you. Sheesh. Good on your boyfriend for handling it. I'd say let him continue to handle it while you stay out of it. Hope you all had a good New Year's. Yeah, I'm so used to posts like this where the boyfriend is just this passive figure that doesn't want to get involved or sides with the parents. Kind of nice to see a partner that has their backs, but doesn't do things without making sure that it's okay. So, they added another child to an already existing debt? So smart of them. They were probably just expecting you and boyfriend to fund it. Your boyfriend is right that it isn't about money, but about basic decency. They couldn't even text you happy birthday, but could text you to ask for presents? I wouldn't let them guilt trip you. I'm also curious how they raked up so much credit card debt. It's good to nip this sort of entitled expectation in the bud. Can go sour real fast. Hopefully they'll keep the envy to a low hum, but if you buy a holiday property, you might want to keep that to yourselves. Also, they could have just sent you a card, wished you happy birthday, something. It's hard. It's a very difficult situation, that one, but I agree. They could have sent you something. They could have wished you happy holidays, but no, they stayed silent. Just a weird entitled expectation to have, and a weird thing to hide from him. I understand the shame in having that much debt, but it really is not an excuse for how they have treated OP in this situation. Your boyfriend is right that it's about basic decency, and even in the face of adversity, they have a lot of debt, absolutely. Why were they not able to show OP any basic decency? It doesn't make any sense. Don't let them guilt trip you, and don't buy anything more for them if your partner doesn't agree to it. And as you said at the end, you won't be giving them any money. That is a good, hill to die on. If you give them an inch, they'll try and take a mile. Thank you for the story, OP, and all the best of luck going forward. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.